Yo, before we start, might have a new guest on the YouTube channel. Maybe, don't know yet. Say hello to Tiago. Hey, say hello. 12-week-old Bengal kitten. Super energetic, super fun. Should I have him in more YouTube videos? Yes or no? But anyways, let's get straight to the video. This video is kindly being sponsored by Skillshare. The first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the video description below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about 4 simple ways to manage your manager better that most people don't even think about or do. Now, before we do that, I need you to be more like Clemens and smash the like button for the algorithm. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing to the channel. Now, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, first on the list is you never want to let your manager manage you. Now, what do I mean by this? So you always want to be keeping your manager posted. Let them know what you're working on. Let them know what's on your to-do list. Let them know what's, bothering you, what you're struggling with. You want to keep your manager updated with everything that's going on in your world of work. And the reason for that is because managers, like most managers, are probably managing lots of different people. They're also managing their own tasks and to-dos, and they've also got tons of issues and problems that they need to attend to. And so when they've got so much going on, it's going to be hard for them to keep track of what's going on with you. And if you don't let them know what you're working on, or if you don't shout about it to a certain extent, then they're not going to really pay much attention to you and they won't have a clue. So when it comes to promotion time, it's going to be hard for them to be like, oh, you did this, this and this, unless you spell it out for them and keep them posted throughout your week, months and years. So essentially you want to keep your manager informed, because if you don't, you'll simply be forgotten. So working hard in silence will work when you're in school or university when it comes to academia, but in the world of work it's completely different. In the fields of investment banking, asset management, sales and trading, law, consulting, all these type of fields, it tends to be the opposite. Those that tend to get promoted and climb faster are those that are not just competent, but they tend to shout about their work the most. They let people know what they're working on. They let people know the successes that they've had, the pitches that they've won. They let people know, because in the end, you're going to be asking for reviews from lots of different people. And when it comes to that promotion time, you need to be able to show your work. What have you done? And if you're just working in silence, doing great work, but not shouting about it, no one knows that you're doing great work, then the chances of you getting promoted aren't going to be as high as someone that's doing the work and shouting about it. So yeah, don't get me wrong, as an introvert, self-promotion is tough, and you might be, in the same position where you're an introvert and it's hard to tell people what you're working on, tell them that you've done this, this and this amazing work. But in these industries, you kind of need to self-promote. It doesn't need to be like, arrogant, over-the-top self-promotion. It just needs to be keeping key decision makers in the loop. So your manager, your mentor, this person, that person, let them know you've done this or you're working on this. It's very, very important. There's no point telling people that won't have an influence in your career. You want to be letting people know in order to help you get to that next stage as soon as possible. Therefore, it's important to manage your manager as much as you can. Now, one example that you can take away from this video would be the next time you have a one-on-one meeting with your manager, drop them an email the day before with the agenda of what you want to talk about for that meeting. This way you're simply managing your manager, you're managing what you're going to talk about, you're managing their expectations a day ahead of the meeting. They'll appreciate it and it will make you look good and stand out, and it saves people a lot of time. You don't want to go to a one-on-one meeting and then just ramble on about random stuff, be all over the place, have no clear structure. And so emailing them an agenda beforehand is very, very useful. All right, tip 2, push your manager. Now, if your manager is pushing you, there's something wrong in that dynamic. You want to be pushing your manager. You want to be pushing them to work faster. You want to be pushing them to give you more work. You want to be pushing them. So when I say push them, I don't mean you want to be hassling them. You don't want to be giving them 100 low skill, low quality tasks. What I mean by push your manager is keep them on their toes. It's always good to have, someone on the team that you're managing who is very good at their work, very capable and very fast at the work that they do. So your manager will appreciate being kept on their toes. And after all, it's your manager's job to, open these doors and opportunities for you. So you have to be knocking on their door constantly for new opportunities, new work, keeping them on their toes. push them, push them, push them. It's very, very important. Now, the best way to push your manager, and this brings me on to tip number 3, is to say what you're going to do and do it ahead of time, but to a very, very high standard. Hey, before we carry on, I need to introduce today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for curious and creative individuals. In fact, I've had a Skillshare account for over a year. I've banged out so many different classes, and I've actually created 4 classes of my own. I've made classes on creating the perfect CV or resume, creating a strong cover letter, the different divisions of an investment bank, and what exactly is asset management. In addition to my classes, there are tons of classes on Skillshare that you can access to learn about creativity, design, marketing, public speaking, editing, you name it, there's probably a class on Skillshare to check out. For example, my editing, some of you might have noticed, has improved, and that's because I took a course on Skillshare that helped me improve my Final Cut editing skills. The great thing about Skillshare is that it's curated specifically for learning, and so this means there's no ads throughout any of the classes. In addition, one subscription allows you to access all of the classes on the platform, and there are thousands of classes. Best of all, creators like myself are creating new premium classes every so often. My latest class is a class on asset management. I released it last month, and it's basically for any student or graduate who wants to break into fund management or asset management as a career. Skillshare Premium is less than $10 a month with annual subscription. The first 1,000 people to hit the link in the video description below will get a free premium Skillshare trial, so you can access all of the classes that I've mentioned and any more that you wish. And it goes without saying, you can cancel at any time, so you won't spend a penny if you don't want to. Always remember that the most valuable resource in the world of work and in life in general is that of time. Your time is so valuable, you can't get it back, and if you can save people time, you will be in their good books. Now, if you can save your manager time, it's an easy way into their good books. So always try to save your manager time. Now, that doesn't mean save time by doing work super fast, but doing work to a low standard. You want to save time and you want to do work to a high standard. That's very, very important. Why do you want to be in your manager's good books? They essentially hold the keys to your promotion. Yes, you're going to be getting reviews from lots of different people who you select, and they're all going to pitch in to your feedback, but essentially it's your manager who decides what happens with you because they're responsible for you. So you want to be in your manager's good books because otherwise they can make your life and your career at work miserable. You want to always under-promise and over-deliver. You want to set your work standard so high that it stands out to every single person on the floor that you work on. Now, this is very important. Not many people go in with that mindset. I'm going to go into work and I'm going to be the best person on the floor. Not many people think like that. If you can implement that into the quality of your work and the speed of your work, you're naturally going to stand out. And then that goes into your personal brand at work. So people will look at you, people will talk about you like, oh, there's that guy or girl that, you know, does amazing work. They're really good at their job. They stand out compared to all the other interns, analysts, graduates, so on and so forth. Especially in the world of work, people's perceptions of you as individuals at work is very, very important, and it plays a big role in your relationships at work, how you progress at work, the type of work you're given. So it's super important. Carry yourself well, and you want to attach yourself with a strong brand that's associated with high quality work and, you know, getting things done. You basically want to be seen as an individual who is highly competent, effective, and efficient. After all, that is what you want, right? And last but not least, tip number 4 is you should never let people wait on you. You should be waiting for them. Whether that's going to a meeting, whether that's preparing some work for a client, whether that's printing pitch books, whether that's preparing for a presentation for a client meeting, you never want people waiting on you. You want to be waiting on others. Always remember, early is on time and on time is late. If you do these 4 things, regardless of where you are in your career, you will be indispensable to your manager and the company. And guess what? Most people don't do any of these basic things. They don't even think about them. And so hopefully, knowing these tips by watching this video, the deck is stacked in your favor. So next time you go into work, you can apply these tips into your career. If you learned anything new from this video, or if you made it this far in the video, smash that like button for the algorithm, hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.